Next question is from Lindsay One Dove. Can taking painkillers before or after lifting inhibit muscle growth?
Yes, you can. It's the NSAIDs, right? Yeah. The non-steroidal anti-inflammatories that will do this.
Which is Advil, right? Ibuprofen.
Yeah, so ibuprofen, naproxen, aspirin, I believe, is an NSAID, and I know acetaminophen is not. That's a painkiller, but it works through a different mechanism. But what they do is they block the prostaglandins that contribute to inflammation. So you get reduced pain and inflammation, but that's also a signaling process that tells your body to build muscle and to recover and repair things. So they've done studies where they show that regular use of these NSAIDs actually increases risk of muscle tear and joint problems, joint degeneration, because it's blocking that inflammation signal. The vital signal. Will it reduce the muscle building signal? Yes. They also show studies that it reduces muscle protein synthesis when people use ibuprofen, for example, post-workout or before.
Now, it has to be pretty minimal, though, right? Because, I mean, I remember meeting lots of jacked bodybuilders that were popping painkillers on the regular.
I don't know if they were popping NSAIDs.
Well, a lot of them Vicodin. Vicodin is a blend of hydrocodone and is it aspirin or Advil?
Is this during or after the workouts?
No, so those are opiates. I don't think they block the muscle building.
Well, your
signal.
Vicodin has. Could you give me the blend, Doug? It's hydrocodone and is it Advil or aspirin?
I think it's acetaminophen.
That's it. Yes, that's
acetaminophen is not an NSAID, so I don't know if that blocks the signal. But nonetheless, also consider this. You're talking about bodybuilders probably have such a loud muscle building signal because of the hormones and stuff that they're on.
Yeah.
That whatever they're blunting with painkillers it's going to get overridden, in other words.
So, I mean, I also know a lot of people that take a lot of Advil and stuff like that. So, I mean, it can't be that. Do you think it's that big of a difference?
I think it depends on like how frequent the pattern is, right? So yeah, if it's infrequent, obviously he's not going to do a whole lot. But so those studies, they would do it like before workouts every attempt, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's hydrocodone and acetaminophen.
Reduce the amount of muscle.
So there's no NSAIDs.
So that's the pharmaceutical name, acetaminophen. What is that a generic name for?
Tylenol.
That? Oh, so that's Tylenol.
Yeah.
So that's my.
So
that's why they
Tylenol doesn't do it.
No, but Tylenol not great for the liver. Depletes the liver of glutathione.
Well, I'm also not. I just wanted to get clarity on that because I've heard you bring that study up before and talk about NSAIDs, and I guess I was just under the impression that Tylenol fell under that category too. So Tylenol does not. Just Advil does.
Yeah. So just so I can create context, an ice bath after your workout will also block some of the muscle building signal. So anything that blunts or blocks inflammation will partially block the signal that your body is sending that says, hey, repair, build muscle. Now, inflammation can also go out of whack in the other direction and obviously cause lots of problems. Right. I think it's really about how often you use it.
Well, it depends your desired outcome.
And what level of inflammation you're experiencing too, or you might need to look at your nutrition and like everything else in terms of what's contributing to like an excessive amount of inflammation.
Yeah, look, if I'm training an athlete and we're in season.
That's right.
And it's important that they maintain their skill training because we're in season.
That's the priority.
Now and you want to use some painkillers so that you can move and you can continue to pitch and whatever. And then off season, we're going to figure out what the hell's wrong with your shoulder and fix it and go off the painkillers and do correctional exercise. That would be the approach.
Yeah, right? Your desired outcome at that point is to continue to play games, even though you got this issue going. It's not to build muscle.
Right.
Like now, if you're somebody who is trying to build muscle, like say a bodybuilder off season trying to build muscle, not a good idea to probably be doing cold plunges right after you get done with your workout.
Do them on the days after, the days in between.
Or do them in the morning, do them before, not right after you send the muscle building signal by lifting really hard, and then you blunt that by jumping in a cold plunge.
Now, here's the other thing too, okay? How much of a signal does it blunt? I mean, I don't remember what the studies show, but it's not huge. I'm sure over time it can.
Yeah, it's just volume.
It shows up. But let's look. I do a cold rinse in the morning before I come here. Now it's not the same thing as a cold plunge, okay? But let's say I had access to a cold plunge.
You do?
Yeah. Well, now we do. We have here.
You're about to.
Yeah. So let's say, okay, I like the fact that it wakes me up, it energizes me, and I feel good during the day. Yeah. Am I willing to trade in a little bit of the muscle building signal for that? Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I totally am.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and some people are so obsessed with the muscle. Like when I was a kid, I thought any calorie burned would be a calorie taken away from muscle growth and recovery. So I literally work out and then try to lay in bed or sit on the couch as much as I could, just let the muscles grow, right? What a stupid approach. Like I'm taking away the quality of my life for what, gaining another half pound of muscle, which by the way, actually doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's not common sense either, because all we're getting, in terms of like marketing is to lower inflammation by all means necessary, because your average person, let's say they're experiencing some kind of chronic pain, or they're eating inflammatory foods and they're just in this constant state of inflammation where they haven't really dealt with their stress levels to that point, where maybe it's not as beneficial just adding more stress, and the recovery side of it hasn't been at the forefront. So, this is one of those things where it's like, where are you in terms of your stress management, your inflammation levels and all that? And I have a different conversation with you, coming from different points.
But if you have pain and you're using painkillers, I mean, once a week or more every week,
that's something you got to look into.
Yeah, you got to figure out what's going on. Yeah. Why do I have to continue to use these painkillers on a regular basis? I know people who don't work out, right? I have family members who are older. Every day they take.
Well, it's prescribed to a lot of them.
Yeah,
like that. A lot of people that have just chronic pain, and you go see your doctor. You're 60-something years old.
They used to be me when I had high blood pressure. I mean, I was just like had headaches all the time, and I had to take some Excedrin or some Advil just to cope.
And then you lost 100 pounds, got rid of that.
And then it was like 6-pack CD, dude.
That's not what it was.
All you had to do is get rid of the painkillers.
No, you had what was it? A benign tumor on your on your
got
adrenals?
That all diagnosed and fixed and surgery, and now I'm back.
I wish we had like a fake obese picture of Justin put up there when he talks about his high blood pressure.
I want to post a picture that Courtney hates that we used
to don't do that.
That one where he made himself
I was like pushing it out and just like all sad.
Let's bring that back.
No, don't do that.
Good times.